all of you to the biology class. Dear children, we were studying chapter 7, evolution. So, in the previous class, we have studied the origin of earth or the origin of universe. Then we have learned how life originated and the various theories to explain the origin of life, like theory of special creation, spontaneous generation, isn't it? Theory of panspermia, then theory of abiogenesis, biogenesis, etc. we have studied, isn't it? And we have also studied that the chemical evolution theory is the most accepted theory. It was put forward by Haldane and Oparin, and it was proved. Okay, this theory was proved experimentally by making a experimental setup like this. Understood? So by Miller. Okay, Miller. Actually, one more scientist was there, Urey. Okay, Miller and Urey. Understood? So they have created the conditions which were similar to the primitive Earth in this device, and they could see that. And when a high electric volt, okay, was passed in a reducing atmosphere, they could see that amino acids were forming. And later on, when other scientists repeated that, they could found many other biomolecules, like polysaccharides, RNA, proteins, etc. are forming. So this theory is all about the origin of life, how life originated. Understood? Now we are going to study about the evolution of life forms. Okay, so evolution means what? From this originated simple form of life, how the complicated life forms are formed, how they have or what we are seeing today, this much diversity of organisms. When life formed, I told it was very simple, okay, somewhat prokaryotic type first formed, and from that only what eukaryotic, unicellular, from unicellular to multicellular, then all the other organisms have formed. So this process of changing of the simple organisms to what the complex ones, or the diversification of living forms, is called what? Evolution. Okay, so according to the theory of special creation means, where we have studied this, we studied this as a theory to explain the origin of life, isn't it? So this theory, when we study, why I am saying this here, because you listen. First is what? According to this special theory, creation theory, there were three components or connotations. One is all living organisms that we are seeing today were created as such. Okay, that's what we are explaining it under evolution. Means there was no what evolution or changes, it was created as such. Okay, there were no changes after creation. Okay, second, the diversity was always the same. Means what? The organism did not change anything, or no changes was occurring in the organism. And then second is what? There was the diversity. What we are seeing now is same in the was same and will be the same in future also. Okay, it was same, means the variety of organism what you can see now was there from that time, and they will be same in the future also. There won't be any change. Okay, and then the theory also said that earth is about 4,000 years old only. Okay, so all this means strictly, or they were confirming that no evolution is taking place, or the theory of special creation was just against the concept of evolution. Understood? So then next, some scientists like Charles Darwin. Have you studied Charles Darwin? So Charles Darwin, in his ship called HMS Beagle, he has voyaged around the world. Okay, so he was he was a sailor, and means he was a scientist. He observed many things. Okay, and he was studying purpose. Okay, he had voyaged in his ship called HMS Beagle. Understood? And he put forward or the theory of or the evolution concept was put forward by him. Okay, so Charles Darwin is considered as the father of evolution. Okay, and he said that existing living forms share similarities, okay, with various degrees. Okay, that is, even though if you take a very complex animal or a very simple animal, there are certain similarities. Okay, so this similarity is not only existing between the present animals, but also it was there, the similarity was existing between the life forms that were existing millions of years ago. Okay, and he also observed that many life forms are not that where they are in the earth are not existing anymore. Okay, so this so he said that there had been extinctions. Okay, means many organisms been have been extincted, and new forms of life arose also. Okay, new forms of life were arising also during the history of the earth. Okay, so he said that there will be gradual evolution of life forms. So when we study the features of Darwinism, okay, we can study them under different headings. Okay, so first is what? Variation. Okay, so before that, first we have studied this in 10th class, I think. Overproduction means each organism is having the capacity to produce maximum number of organisms or offsprings. Understood? So if a bacteria without any what hindrance, if we provide everything, it will get divided into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8. Likewise, it can divide and multiply within means very short period of time. And if an elephant is taken, understood, it can give what many offspring in their life cycle. Understood? Or if it was allowed to reproduce, all the elephants are allowed to reproduce, okay, without any natural limitations, what will happen? The earth will fill with that particular organism itself, or human being, isn't it? Human being actually they were having the capacity to produce 12, isn't it? In olden days you can see, so many offspring they can produce. So like this, all the organisms are having the capacity to reproduce maximum. Okay, that feature is known as overproduction. What is it? Overproduction. It is not given here, you just remember. Okay, and then next to what, the other feature is variation. Okay, variation means here the of the produced offsprings will be different from each other. Understood? There will be lot of differences between the what individuals of a population. Understood? So this variation, understood, and during this variation the what the nature also what have certain limitations. Nature always won't support all the organisms. Okay, so nature had limits, okay, or limited resources. Understood? So that is the next point. What is that? Limited resources. So as there is limited resources, what will happen? There will be severe fight. Understood? So they will fight for surviving. Understood? And those who are able to survive, okay, that will be known as the fittest one. Okay, which is, so this I told the reproductive fitness we are saying. Reproductive fitness means when the organisms are able to produce, okay, maximum number of organisms after what defeating the natural limitations. Okay, so this kind of organisms which are more fit, okay, the organisms which are more fit, they will get the chance to reproduce and their young ones will be produced. Understood? So then what happens? Then there will be natural selection. Okay, means the nature selects the best ones. That is known as survival of the fittest. Understood? Survival of the fittest. So in this way, some points you have to remember when you study Darwinism. Okay, so Darwin was explaining what the process of, or that he was explaining how evolution can take place in the nature. Okay, so what are the different theories of his components of his theory? First, overproduction. Second, second is variation. Okay, organisms are differing in their characteristic. Okay, so those characteristics which enable them to survive better in the natural conditions, they will be having more chance to what survive, and they'll be able to reproduce. Okay, so second I told what variation, first word overproduction, variation, then limited resources, there will be struggle for existence. Okay, limited resources means what? The resources might be less, like what if many mango plants are growing under a mango tree, mango saplings, if they are growing, what will happen here? So much of limitations are there. Light can be a limited natural factor that is limiting its growth, isn't it? Nutrients. So like this, limited resources will be there, and for this limited resources they struggle, they fight each other, isn't it? Struggle for existence. And in the struggle for existence, the who will win? The one with the best fitness, isn't it? So they will get the chance to reproduce once they survive. Okay, when the fittest will survive, they will get the chance to reproduce, and their number will increase. Understood? And over this, natural selection occurs, and the fittest one will be surviving. Okay, once again I'll tell you in the sequence. First is what? Overproduction. Second is variation. Okay, and then I told limited resources, and there will be struggle for existence, and in the struggle for existence nature selects, natural selection. Okay, and that will lead to the survival of the fittest, and this survival of the fittest one who survived will have the what ability to spread as new species. Okay, so this is what the various components of the theory of whom? The Charles Darwin. Understood? Then, so another scientist called Alfred Wallace. Okay, he was also conducting his experiments, or he was observing. Okay, in who worked in where? Malay archipelago. Okay, and he also put forward the same conclusion. That is, okay, the during the course of time, okay, new types of organisms are formed. Understood? There are organisms which were not existing, and all the existing life forms, they show certain similarities. Okay, and they are having common ancestors. Okay, and these common ancestors are present at different periods in the history of earth. Okay, so actually history of earth, if you take it as a calendar, it is divided into many epochs, periods, eras, etc. Understood? So this like just like year, month, weeks, dates, likewise now. So in the history of earth is also divided into different periods. Okay, different periods like epochs, periods, and eras. So the ancestors of the living organisms were obtaining in different periods of the history of the earth. Understood? So these were the findings of Wallace. Understood? Alfred Wallace. Is it clear? Now, so about what we learned, the theory of evolution. Understood? How life forms evolved. That theory we have studied now. Okay, and I told Alfred Wallace also what putting forward his theories to explain the process of evolution. Okay, so now we are going to study about the evidences for evolution. Okay, so how simply without any what evidence we cannot believe that evolution is taking place or evolution was taking place all through the years? Can we? No. So there should be some evidence, because this evolution is such a concept we cannot experiment and prove, isn't it? So we have to rely on what? Only evidences. Understood? So when you see the evidences, the first evidence come from paleontological or evidences. The first is what? Paleontological evidence. So paleontology means what? Study of fossils. Is it clear? What is it? Paleontology means the study of fossils. You know what are fossils? Fossils are remains of hard parts of life forms found in rocks, isn't it? So fossils are dead remains of living organism, you have learned. Okay, so when you especially you are finding this in the rocks. Okay, so especially sedimentary rocks, different types of rocks are there now. So in the sedimentary rocks you will be getting many of this fossils. Okay, so when you take the cross section of earth's crust, you can see that there are many layers of earth, or layers are there because of sedimentation. Okay, so different aged rock sediments, they will have fossils of different life forms. Okay, means the recent layers or the upper layers of means rocks may be having the organisms which were living recently, and the older ones may have what? Organisms that were living very early. Okay, or sometimes extinct organisms like dinosaurs fossils also you'll be getting. Understood? So if study of fossils in different sedimentary layers is giving the indication of the geological period in which they existed, isn't it? So if you know the age of the rock, if you can understand the age of the rock, you can also understand in which time this organisms were existing, and what are the similar, we can study them. Understood? So this study indicated that life forms varied over time, and certain life forms are restricted to certain geological time span. Means what? Actually the organisms which are showing means which are visible now, okay, they were showing some differences with what? The fossils ancestors. Okay, ancestors fossils we get, and when we compare that with the what? The present day organisms, there can be differences, there are differences. Okay, and then another thing what we found, all the organisms what we got as fossils were not living, or their descendants are not there, they got extincted. They lived only in that particular lifespan. Means in the means in the history of the history of earth, in certain periods or in certain time only they were living. Understood? So this all paleontological evidence clearly prove what? Clearly prove that there was evolution taking place. Understood? Because the ancestors of many of the organisms found now are different. Understood? Their fossils are different. They shows clear differences. Then second is what? Second I told, some of them they lived only for a particular what period in the history of Earth's formation. Understood? So from this all we can understand that there was evolution. Okay, so that is paleontological evidence. Okay, then next is what? Embryological evidence. Okay, so this was okay supported by Ernest Haeckel. Okay, and he studied that, he said that okay, during embryonic stage of all vertebrates, understood, they share certain common features. So in the embryos, okay, there are certain common features. What whether it is of vertebrates or non-vertebrates, okay, they pass through certain what? Similar or stages, okay, common stages. and that particular that speciality will be absent in their adults. For example, embryos of vertebrates, including human being, had a row of vestigial gill slits. Do you remember gill slits? Okay, we have studied in fishes. Gill slits are there through which the water goes out, isn't it? So, this gill slits is even there in one stage of the embryo development of human being. Understood? And this is functional only in fish and it is not found in any other adult vertebrates. Understood? Only in fishes you can see this. So, like this, embryology, okay, the what it says, as there are certain what similarities in the embryological stages, they share certain common ancestor. Understood? Even though that particular feature is not there in the adults, it was there in the embryological developmental stages, because we all are having one common ancestor. Okay, actually it is said that ontogeny means what? Developmental history, means I got to the fully matured what embryo or fully matured young one. Okay, what are the different stages? That is known as ontogeny. Okay, so ontogeny repeats phylogeny. Phylogeny means what? The evolutionary history. Okay, that is, we know you have studied in class 9 11th that what different life forms, when we compare the what different life forms, how it was first what porifera, even in animal kingdom I'm saying, isn't it? Porifera, Coelenterata, isn't it? Likewise, when you compare, you can see gradual evolution. Understood? So that is showing in the ontogeny also. Okay, phylogeny, ontogeny is repeating what? Phylogeny. Understood? So phylogeny is what? The evolutionary history, means for a particular organism from which all means during the evolution time, from which organism they evolved or which group they have evolved. Okay, so you know, when you study, I told, now when you compare the porifera and Coelenterata, you can see that there are certain common features, and from this common features they have evolved some more complex characters. Understood? So like this, when you compare the evolutionary history, you can see that there are lower organism, there are higher organism, and this higher organisms are formed from the lower organisms, isn't it? So this is known as phylogeny, and phylogeny is repeated in where? Ontogeny. Ontogeny means developmental history. Is it clear? So these are the two supports or evidences for evolution theory. Understood? So let's continue in the next class. Thank you.